All right, that's good. Let me get the screen set up and we'll get this thing going. Boom, boom. Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back, guys. This is GM Chat, and yeah, pretty dope to be getting a little consistency back with this. I know it's only 2 days, but I was doing this thing every single day for quite a while. But what's going on? Hope you guys are having a good start of your day. And welcome back if you used to tune in before. But we are live on YouTube as well. I wanted to start this thing over as a series, so this is the third. We started last Friday, trying to get the feel of things and get things in order. But I think things are good to go now. But I'm SMS, the founder of Solana Made Simple, and this is where we sit down and talk about Solana, Bitcoin, AI, and everything happening on chain, DeFi, all these new products, projects, and all of that good stuff. But if you're new here, or if you've been a while, I appreciate you guys coming around and hanging out. Make sure you do share this out for more people to get some eyes on there. Going to be growing this thing a little bit more and doing some different things with the stream. But first things first, we just got to show up. But a quick update, and we'll jump into what we're going to be taking a look at as far as life updates and stuff like this. Still on the job hunt, still applying. I got a list of jobs that I've submitted applications to, resumes, all that kind of stuff. I know something's going to come together, but we just keep plugging away. Opportunities will show up. Other than that, last night I actually got SMS AI back up and running. So if you got any questions on Solana, this is your AI guide to the Solana ecosystem. If you have friends, family that are curious about crypto and they don't know where to start, well, the thing is about content is we always don't have time, or we don't always have time to watch it. We don't have time to pull up to these streams. I know they are recorded. You can clip them. Still, people are busy. You need to have something where they can actually hold, and it's available on the Seeker as a D app. Get yourself a nice solid case. But you can also just go to any browser. You don't have to have a wallet to get set up. You don't have to own crypto. You literally just go there and you can ask 5 questions, and then it will prompt you to create a wallet, because we are keeping, when I say we, I'm keeping score of this thing, keeping a log of how many people ask questions and giving a little bit of a leaderboard, so you can see how many or how much you actually use it. At some point, there might be some kind of rewards, just saying. That's the reason that it's set up there, to see what we can do. But the main thing is, it's an intro to crypto. It's a guide to answer questions. And I even used it yesterday so I could ask it, hey, what is OR on Solana? It gave me a really nice breakdown. A little bit of comprehension like that goes a long way. So then you can now talk to somebody else about it and share it to them, like, why are you so bullish on that? And we are going to get into that, talk a little bit about OR. I like the mining mechanism. I like the way it's set up. And we're going to talk about the refining and all of that kind of stuff. But I do think it's a substantially better long hold than a lot of things that I've come across, even better than some infrastructure tokens, just because of the way that the tokenomics are set up for this. This protocol is beast. So we'll talk more about that. But meme season part 2, we're back. In my opinion, we're seeing runners. We're seeing a lot of like double-digit runners, which were hard to get to at a certain point. We're still at like, I don't know, what, 46 billion or something like that when it comes to the market cap on Solana. We are going to take a look at BTC and Solana just to see where they're at. I do have a low leverage long on Solana or on Bitcoin at this point. I do think that we are at a good point for upside potential there. We'll talk more about that as well. But other than that, things are coming together. It's going to be a struggle if you're taking a bet on yourself, but I think it's the best bet you can make. Number one thing when it comes down to that kind of stuff is invest into yourself, whether it's time, health, nutrition, education. Just invest into yourself in some way, some shape or form. That's going to be the thing that helps you out. Quote of the day. This one is pretty good. This is from Abraham Lincoln. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Whether you're building a business, learning crypto, looking for a job, or just trying to improve your life, it's the small decisions you make every day that compound over time. So that 1% every single day will make you better, even if it's just trading. If you're trying to grow your portfolio, don't look for 30% gains in the overall portfolio. Look for that 1% and watch that scale up, because tomorrow's 1% is just a little bit bigger. I read this book before that was talking about that kind of like motion and how you get to that kind of point. I need to find that book. It was such a fucking good one. It was basically about just improving your bottom line every single day. Instead of trying to hit it out of the park, if you just make like your worst day your best day and you just keep moving forward that way, like you'll get to a point where you feel like you did nothing. But if you look back a week ago, you're like, well, I'm this much higher than I even started at from the ground. So it's a good place to start at. So it's just those small decisions, doing the stuff you hate and making it look like you love you, or that you love it or love you. But Shout out to Mike Tyson for that one. But today's stream, like I said, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of different things. So grab a piece of paper. I always keep index cards around me just because it's easy to write notes, and then I just tape them on my wall and look like a crazy person. But it helps. You retain a lot more when you write it down. But yeah, first things first, let's take a look at this real quick. Just going to go to the profile just because I posted some stuff on here I wanted to share with you guys. Hold on. No, not that. All right, so the first thing I'm kind of will touch on, we'll look at the charts in a second here, is Jimothy. Jimothy is a viral meme animal creature thing that's been around for a while. Seattle, Washington area, I think, is where he stomps around. But this thing I caught at 3 million, I think, even a little bit lower. I saw it, but I put a little bit more size into it at 3 million. Took my initials out basically at the 1x, and then let the rest go, and it did pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was a nice, it was a little bit past the 1x. I think it was close to like a 2. Either way, my point is I saw it around 3. I took some profits on there. I let it run up to like 18 to 20. And that's when I took most of it out, left the moon bag on there, and came back down pretty significantly. And I was able to grab back in and watch it do the cup and handle, and it filled that. And I said to myself, I'm going to let that go. I wish I would have put more in, but I think I'm at a good point with profits and averaging. Using Jupiter really helps break it down, shows you what your cost average is, and seeing where your position actually sits so you don't have to do all the guessing. Just use Jupiter. It's the best fucking thing in the entire platform when it comes to Solana and trading, and it's got everything. It's a super app. But I was watching that, and I figured, you know what? I could probably watch this retracement, and the cup did exactly what I was expecting it to. It came down. I think I broke it down somewhere else over here. We'll look, like I said, we'll look at the chart in a second. But my point is with this is I saw it on the news. I saw it all over the timeline. Saw it picking up on Google Trends. It was picking up on TikTok. So that's all your Dior. That's your doing your own research, looking into the things that you see, the sentiment, the people talking about it. And I was even going to spaces like AlphaCo and Bearden, whatever the hell his name is. Those guys were talking about a couple of these plays too. They didn't mention Jimothy, but yesterday is when they started talking about that they saw Jimothy. They just didn't mention it during the spaces. Over the weekend, nobody was really talking about it, but that's what I was doing. I was trading it, and I was like, I just see a lot of potential. Maybe this is that viral animal that we see. Then this morning, I went to go look at a GIF, and I was like, GIF, whatever you call it. I saw fucking Jimothy as the first one on here. So people are definitely aware of this. We're seeing the price action correlate with it. From that bounce at 10, 11 million, I expected it to go to 23 based off the retracement, the distance from the top of the cup to the bottom layer there. 20 to 23 mil is like where it's been, my goal was. And it looks like it topped out. Again, we had a little bit of a retracement from there at that 2 million or 2 cents, 20 million, right? And then it came back down to, what did it get to? 15-ish. And then it came back up again and touched there again. So we're going to see how this plays out. We're going to look at the chart, like I said. But first things first, I want to give a shout out to another project that I came across. Where are we at here? Let me go back one. Here's a couple updates from Solana, some things that might want to pay attention to. AI trading tools kept evolving on Solana. We have Yellow. They launched AI settlement infrastructure. We've got Omnipair, permissionless margin markets. Basically what that one means here, I guess we'll just click on it. Let you watch the video. How about that? If it wants to, let us watch it. Let's see. Maybe not.
We're back. This week, Yellow launched a trustless settlement.
Yeah, see, we get a little bit of it, and then it does this to me. It's probably because I got too many tabs open.
Infrastructure for AI agents, giving them a secure way to complete transactions on Solana. Next up, we got Omnipair. They introduced permissionless margin markets, making it possible for new tokens to support leverage trading from day one. Then we saw VistaDex. They launched Claims Market, where users can trade on the outcome of public statements and real-world events. All right, finally, we got Fact Machine. They introduced real money opinion markets, letting users put money behind their predictions instead of just debating them online. So what's the big takeaway with all of this? What are we seeing? Well, AI and trading are becoming more connected, and Solana is providing the infrastructure to make it happen.
Pretty simple stuff, but like I said, the main takeaway is we're seeing AI being integrated in these prediction markets and the betting markets and stuff like that, and something to pay attention to as far as if you're looking to get into something. Um, Priest is talking about it down here, taking a deep dive into VistaDex, interested in what they're building. A lot of different things on here, but the same thing. It's finding what's being built, finding ways to get into it. I'm not saying any of these have any airdrops or anything of that nature. I'm just saying it's some cool shit going on in the ecosystem. So I thought it was worth talking about. All right, let's see what else we got. I got a couple other updates I wanted to kind of touch on before we look at charts. Oh, perfect. So our NFTs actually back. We are seeing price action on a couple NFTs. I saw that the geckos were between 6 and 7 SOL. I saw that the bullpen, the Ansem NFTs, those are at like 4 or 5 SOL. Seeing other ones kind of retrace a little bit. Other ones getting a little bit of a pump. I don't know if we're back or not, but it's fun and it's interesting to talk about. What we're doing on Thursdays, Tebow's doing this thing called the Tebow Takeover during studio spaces. As you guys can see, we're in the studio and basically started that off with a new series as well. That's why you're seeing the numbers here. It's something I used to not do because I was like, look, I'm showing up every day. I don't really need to keep track of these. But now, since we restarted things over here, I thought it was a good time. But we're doing the Tebow Takeover. He wrote a book. It's a fantasy novel called Greater Fools, based on real, true events and what it's like to be in the blockchain, be part of the blockchain, to grow, evolve, and see what some of these stories, some of these things that happen. You're going to hear something that you read a tweet of years ago, and it's just going to jog your memory about the vibes. The conversations have been growing. The people have been coming in there. The crowd and the audience has been growing as well. And another thing we're doing is doing trivia. We're doing current events. I think we're going to add a little bit more current event trivia stuff that you can't just look up on AI, because that kind of ruins the fun. And then there's going to be historical trivia based off of the origins of Solana, NFTs, so on and so forth. I think tonight is more focused, or not tonight, on Thursday, 8:30 CST. That's 9:30 for you Eastern guys that can't do math. I knew it was a struggle when I was over there too. But 8:30 CST, we're going to be diving into it. We're going to be talking more about the 101 artists on Solana. So you probably heard of some of the names, might even hold some of the artwork. But I will pull up and find out what's going on. Maybe catch some stuff that you might not have known about. But we're going to be reading right from the book, so you guys can join in on that. We've been talking about doing some live streams with these. Maybe we'll get to that point at some point here in the future. But it's been a lot of fun, and I definitely highly recommend, if you guys are on Solana, if you're into NFTs, if you're curious about it, if you think it's complete bullcrap, just come by and check it out for a little bit and hey, take part in it. Now, the trivia, we've been giving stuff away every single space. So you have a chance to pull an OG NFT, a collector's piece, something that I think some of these could be worth value. Some of them have just intrinsic value and being part of these communities and just having something from the history of Solana. And I think that if you're already able to get yourself on this book, you got a very, very, very cool piece of Solana history. But it is available on Amazon for 99 cents. You guys can get it right now. Just go look up Greater Fools and make sure you leave a review for the homie Tebow. Really like what he's doing. He didn't ask me to do any of this. I just thought it was a cool idea. And I said, why don't we do this? So you see the Tebow Takeover. And I'll see you guys Thursday at 8:30. It's good to get back in the swing of things with spaces. I really enjoyed doing them, bringing people together and bringing vibes and value. Then again, I was telling you guys, SMS AI is up and running. And I did a little test on this just to see, what is OR on Solana as far as this? And this is the kind of result you'll get if you've never used the app before. So it's pretty simple. OR is mineable Bitcoin-inspired cryptocurrency built directly on Solana. Think of it as Solana's take on Bitcoin's fair launch mining, but way faster and cheaper. The core idea is that OR brings proof of work token mining similar to Bitcoin to the high-speed Solana blockchain, aiming to make token distribution more accessible and fair. No VCs, no team allocation. Everything is earned through mining. Then they go down to who built it, so on and so forth. But it gave a pretty good result, and it did give any kind of warnings as like volatility, yada, yada, yada. But it was cool to see the response that it had. And if you guys haven't used it yet, get on your Seeker, download it, leave a review, hit me with them 5 stars. I think we're at 4.1 right now. It has been down for a while, so I did see comments, in the reviews and stuff like that. Your brother's fucking moving from the East Coast to the middle of this country out here in the U.S., starting his life over. Give me a break. We'll get this thing going, but I'm doing the best I can. I identify as a Solana bull, caffeine, all that good stuff. And then here, I want to get into this. I don't know if you guys have heard about Imperial before. I've got no affiliation with them. I've had them on Spaces before because I like perps, and I just liked what they were talking about. Core thing is that oh, they're hiring a Twitter intern. I'm gonna have to hit you guys up for that. I'm for hire. Let's see. All right, so they have perps. I'll let you just take a look at this. Wasn't expecting that, but you get points. The points matter. Their big focus is on communities. They never asked me to shill or talk about what they got, but the thing is, they aggregate all of your trades. So, like, if you're trading perps and you want the best possible trade that you can get, this goes through all of the best perp platforms and it routes your trade with that. That's what I like about it. And the other thing is, if they have points on their platform, the trade still goes through there, but using the Imperial dashboard, that's going to give you the access to all that, and you're going to earn points through Imperial as well. They have clans if you have like a group of traders. I don't have the biggest group of traders, but something I want to get a little bit more into because I like what they got going on here. So just check them out and see how you like it. If you're already trading perps, you're probably going to benefit from doing this. So check it out and see what they got going on. You see Vicky's out here using this too. So she's a pretty good trader. Who else? We got OX1 Dad. Yeah. What is this thing with I got to look into this. Hold on. AI agents are winning on Imperial. More coming soon. All right, just unlock the major execution upgrade. More integrated venues, more markets, deeper liquidity. Okay, cool. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on some more updates. Whoa. Easy there, Hoss. Jesus Christ. Give me a break there, Imperial. Loud ass thing. Either way, check it out. I like the platform. Let's see. Can I? Yeah, I'll share this with you. I don't think I'm signed into anything. So this is what it looks like live. If you're in Bitcoin. So I was looking at this. We'll start here. I want to look at a different chart so I can show you what I've been kind of eyeing up. Now, this is what I call a lot of traffic. If you just put a line straight through where you see a lot of the support and resistance, you got a lot of traffic right there. It's probably a point where people are loading up. You see a breakout point back here. When was this? Earlier this summer? Yeah. So this was Monday. Oh, no, 2 years ago, rather. October 2024 is when this broke out here. We hit our all-time high up here. October 2025 took an entire year from this breakout to happen, but we came and retraced all the way down to this. We set some support right here. We got rejected right here where the bounce was, and it came back down here and found more support, and we're starting to trend up. The MACD looks pretty good. It looks like the signal's about to flip over, and we're going to continue on a bullish trend. And the RSI is at 42. Not too bad at all. It's a good point to be at, especially if you're looking for an entry. The lower would have been better, but that's why I've been talking about this, and that's why I put myself into a low leverage long where I can add to the collateral if I choose to do so, which will probably decrease my leverage. I'm all right with that because if you're just holding spot, you're still going to benefit in a way. But the thing is, you're able to collect points by doing so, and I just like the way that this works. So if you want to take a quick look at what they got available as far as what you can trade. And there is like a different level. If you get like prime, I think you get higher leverage, but they have the memes, pairs, L1, DeFi, AI, equities, commodities, and Forex. So they got a lot of different options depending on what you like to trade. They got referral codes. I suck at sharing referral codes, and they got the documents if you really need to read this. It breaks it down really, really nicely so you can understand exactly what you're getting into. And like I said, I pretty much explained it to you. This is like an aggregator for perpetual trading, and it gives you the best routing. And they got a lot of cool things like points, communities, and things to do. They're pretty active on the timeline. And yeah, community first. So make sure you check them out. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go back. Oh, wait, wrong tab. Share this one. Okay, so I'm going to go into this troll thesis right here. I'm chilling this because this is a coin that I've liked for quite a long time. It's a meme that I just like in general. Troll face is a pretty good one. I did take part of this run up right here. I was one of the people that did see some opportunity here, and probably broke even. Was trying to trade it back up here, hoping that these W's were going to turn into something a little bit more impressive than what we have here. Not gonna lie. So I did probably a little bit more than break. I'm not gonna lie. It did take a lot of profit here, but I haven't had too much luck here because obviously we've been in a downtrend and I've just been holding on to hope for whatever reason. That's just what we do sometimes. But if anything, you can say I'm dollar cost averaging. And I do think that you're at a point here of the significance because this is where it broke out previously. This is where we're finding some strong support and we're starting to move up. We're going to take a look at the live chart, but I just look at this wedge right here and I can't help but think at some point this wants to come back up. Do we break all-time high? Do we go even like higher than what we've seen before? Yeah, huge possibility. But my point is, I think there's very few times that you get these entry levels like this. So Control is one that I'm keeping on my radar. Now we're going to talk about Jimothy, and then I'll jump into the charts and see what else I missed, because I know there's a lot that I wanted to talk about. All right, so again, I kind of talked to you guys about this, the 3 million to 18 to 20, cashed out for the moon bag for the most part, and then I got a little bit through this, but I wasn't really paying attention. I thought maybe this was going to die. I didn't think it was going to have that long staying power. I did not think that this was going to happen. So I was kind of honestly forgetting about it. And then once I saw it run up here, I didn't add into anything here. I was like, okay, well, that's good. I'm still up pretty good. So I'm not really worried about it. Even down here, I wasn't too worried about where it went. But when I saw this gap fill right across the top, and then I saw the handle forming, which is the 50% drawdown from here. So if you measure the top here to the bottom here, this is roughly where you want to be. And like this little dagger right there was my like indicator, like, okay, this will bounce somewhere around here. And I looked previously where it found support, made a W. So I just kind of drew a line across the sand and I said, all right, well, this is where I would like to get into. And it didn't go quite to exactly what I wanted, but it gave me a nice average up situation where you can't always average down, but if you understand math and you understand how things work, you can average up into the position. I did buy a small amount because if this is going to fill the gap, give us this perfect formation, shoot up all the way to here. I just like where it's at, and I'm just going to hold on to the bag and kind of see where this goes. Conviction really does pay off, and patience pays, because if you were just averaging in or buying in here because you thought you missed it and you thought it had a chance to go back up, you probably did pretty good. Not going to lie, that's not a bad come up, but I do think that there's legs here. I don't think there's much of a back, but I do think there's legs. Sorry if that offends your little critter here. Jimothy, funny name, funny meme. I couldn't pass it up. It's something that I was looking at. And then I guess that's it. That's everything. That's SMSAI. That's a post I made last night once I got everything up and running. So we can start rocking out. And it goes along with my onboarding process. So people that have never used crypto before, this is literally where I take them. Let's go to the actual page and then we'll pull up the chart. All right, let's pull this one up. All right, so if you're in a browser, this is what it looks like when you pull it up. It's got Solana and Bitcoin at the top here. And then again, 5 free questions, all of the contacts for me. If you ever need to reach out, connect, you want to get on a call, you can schedule a call through Calendly as well. We've got our leaderboard up here. You can see there's some people that have a shit ton of questions that they ask here. So I've got your addresses. Keep track of your wallets. You never know. 4,530 visits on the page. Some of them are me. I am the developer of this. I obviously have to, check out the page, but a lot of these are organic. A lot of these are people that have come from Seeker and seeing some of the growth when I was really marketing and pushing this a few months ago. It was really dope. But this was an idea that I had pretty much overnight around New Year's Eve. And then I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to launch and put this out there. And by doing that, I actually became one of the first 1,000 people to ever publish a DApp on Solana Seeker, which I'm very proud about. I know it's not a very significant thing for many people, but as Solana continues to grow, to say that you are one of the first 1,000 people, and they made a post about it, and I got my little SMS logo up there, which is fucking cool, man. I'm not going to lie. But it's set up like this. You can go to your history. You can check out your chats. You can see what you've been reading into. We do have a database for that. The next thing I am looking into is creating profiles, custom profiles that attach to your PFP, so on and so forth. So it's easier to track the leaderboard and have more fun things that we could do in the future. Right now, it's just a chatbot and it's a database for your AI guide to the Solana ecosystem. So people that are new, people that have questions, you're just annoyed of answering the same questions at work, this is where you send the homies. And they can ask anything they want to. And if they don't have a wallet, they got 5 free questions. And then again, if I sign out of this, it'll show you Connect Wallet. We got Jupiter, Phantom, Soulflare, and Backpack. And it says, if you're new to crypto, create a wallet in 2 minutes. You tap any wallet, visit their site, install the extension or mobile app, create a new wallet in 30 seconds, save your seed phrase securely, never share that with anybody, and return here to connect. And if you don't want to, you just go here. But you have 5 questions until it's going to give you that little paywall, I guess you want to call it. But It's a really easy way to get involved. And what I do is I go out and when I talk to people on the street, ask them about crypto, I have them check it out. They ask their questions, they get a wallet set up. We send them Simple Token and get them set up with Flip Cash as well. Flip Cash is pretty dope. You guys heard me talk about that. If not, we will at another time. I'm not going to get into it today, but there is a currency provider from what they've built. They are the creators of Kick, and I launched a token called Simple. It's going to be the token that's going to be mainly used for Solana Midwest, IRL events, marketing, whatever else, gifts, rewards, all of that kind of stuff. But it's not one of these kind of tokens where you're going to trade it like you would a Jimothy. This is something that's actually created so you could spend it. You're supposed to hold it and spend it, watch the pile grow up as the community continues to invest into it. That's the premise behind it. Nothing crazy, pretty simple stuff there. But that's SMS AI. And yeah, dude, super proud of that. Still, I don't care what anybody says. I'm super fucking proud about that. Let's see what else we got. We had Moonwalk. They announced quests. And okay, that's the next thing we should probably take a quick look at. And then we'll look at the charts, I promise. Where do we go? All right, cool. So Moonwalk, you guys know about Moonwalk Fitness. They've introduced Quest. I made a video about this. I'm not going to play that one again, but simple as this. You go to your Quest and it says convert 100 Moonwalk Fitness to credit. So you get the token, you or swap it out inside the app and then create a solo game. Solo games are super easy. You just set a target, a goal, and length, duration, whatever. Put some stake against yourself and you just get to walking, which we'll be doing here in about 20-30 minutes once we wrap this thing up here. And it's as simple as this. You'll see this, and then in your Seeker, you'll have this quest completed, and then in the Seeker, you're actually going to see your badges pop out for both of these things. So last time they had like 25 million, I think, paid out of Seeker token to all the participants. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. Maybe give this a little bit of a repost just because I think it's a lot of fun. And I really like working with them as an ambassador. I haven't really made a lot of promotion about that, but I have joined as a ambassador with their team, having a little bit more privilege, access to a few things, not too much, but being able to create games, being one of the people on there. We have the Midwest Movers, where it's a weekly thing that we put in there. I accidentally put it at 0.5 Solana, so a lot more stake available for this one. So anybody that doesn't complete their goals, it's not like you lose your whole stake. You just lose that day's portion of it. They do all the tokenomics on the back end there, but it's 0.5 this week. Sorry. I didn't see it. And then, yeah, I figured it out. I was like, how's it going on here? 0.05 isn't working. And that's why. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, so there's a lot of stuff to do in general when it comes to Solana. It's like never a boring day. I'm going to pull up order real quick. We're going to dive into this. I just want to rephrase and emphasize this just one more time because this is such a cool feature that they have. So this is what it looks like when you have the grid. You're basically mining by putting your Solana on these blocks, or you can do all 25. There's ways that you win, lose, whatever. My main point is what I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about is the mining aspect of this. There's a thing called refining fee. So if you don't win and you're bummed out about that, the refining fee is, well, let's look at it like this. How it works is each round miner, they have 1 minute to prospect on the blocks. At the end of the round, one winning block is chosen by a secure random number generated on the Solana blockchain. All SOL deployed on losing blocks is split amongst the miners in proportion to the size that they claimed on the space. So in proportion to how much you put on that block, if you win that block, you get a proportion of that SOL. Or all the SOL. And then the reason I do the 25 is you're always going to win. And then if you don't pull that out, this is my point, is if you're doing like 0.2 or whatever, dividing that up into 20 different things, different rounds, and you're mining that way, I don't know what the best strategy is. I'm just playing around, pressing buttons, trying to break the thing. Not going to break it. But my point is, I want to just try it out and see how this works so I explain to you guys a little bit better. All of that's great. You're always going to win if you do the 25. It's a pretty straightforward system there. Now, the thing is, the refining fee is what catches my attention the most. Let me zoom in on this so you guys understand what I'm talking about here. A refining fee is 10% applied to all ore mining rewards that are claimed. So if you are mining and you want to take all your rewards, you want to put them back into Sol, whatever the case is, you're not holding on to it, you're just trying to hit that mother load, using it for a gambling fee, you have to pay that 10% every single time that you withdraw. That refining fee, that stuff that comes out of that gets automatically sent to the miners in proportion to the unclaimed ore. So if you don't ever claim your ore, you just keep mining, you're going to consistently win. You're going to consistently get more ore rewards just for not ever claiming yours. So there's an unrefined ore. That's the stuff that sits there in like an escrow, locked up, whatever type situation. And then you constantly get more of the refining ore. It grows to the pot, which I absolutely love about that. So let me just one more time. The proceeds from this are automatically redistributed to other miners in proportion to the unclaimed ore mining rewards. Thus, the longer a miner holds on to the mined ore, the more the refined ore they will receive. The net effect of this process is to redistribute tokens to longer term holders. So if you're going long, if you're staking, like you can click on this over here. I don't think this is the wallet I got connected. Let me see. No, it's not. I'll show you this real quick. Fuck it. You guys can figure it out yourself. Hold on, let me see. Does that pop up? No. All right, let's connect to Jupiter. All right, so I put 0.1 Solana in here, and that turned into about 0.1 staked ore. And the yield is about 17%, 17.3% right now. So I'm going to just let that sit there and cook and consistently add to this. One of the biggest rules I tell you guys when you're coming into investing and trading is just taking 10% of everything you win, gain, earn. If you're in a position to do that, that's where that 10% that week, throw it into your ore. Forget about it. Come back to it at another point. Maybe mine some. You might hit the reward, the jackpot. But the thing is, you can win this way. You're constantly accruing value by just doing that. If you're going to mine, you can take a look at mine right here. It's a very small amount, but it's about 0.09 ore, because like I said, I've been using small amounts just to test this out, and this is continuously growing. My refined ore. This is earned from refining fees, not subject to any fee when claimed. This one is 10% of the refining fees. So the long-term benefit is this will probably surpass what you have. The more and more that you add into it, the better it's going to be. As long as you don't take anything away, I think you're in a position to cook. I truly do. I like what this has. I like everything I've been able to read from this. So if you guys want to check it out, get involved with Ore. They got a pretty dope community. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy like connecting with the people and talking more about that. It's a very long-term play, but I think this is a play that you absolutely look into, press some buttons, understand the concept, the mechanism behind it. I could not stress this enough. Fuck all the meme coins, like put all your money into something like this and go back to your regular life, and you're probably better off with the stress and the freedom that you have from that. But will this make you a millionaire overnight? Highly unlikely, unless some crazy astronomical things happen. But hey, you can never doubt that. 40 minutes, so we got about 20 minutes to start jumping into these charts. I know I'm dragging ass a little bit, but that's the nature of the beast. That's what we do. We got a lot to talk about. So want to shout out to you guys. I wish I had the upgrade, which we will get soon. I'll take some profits. We'll increase this stuff. We'll bring pictures and fucking layouts and all of that kind of stuff. But for now, you're just going to get the real vibes, the value. Make sure you're writing this stuff down. If anything, I want all of your guys. I'm going to write this backwards just because you have to. I want to see all of your cards look like this. Okay. And look at it later. Don't got to look at it right now. So let's pull up some charts, and you guys are going to love my TA. If you've never pulled up to my TA sessions, it's not your typical. I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a not financial advisor, but I see patterns. I have pattern recognition tactics or skill sets or whatever. I saw some things in the market. I benefited from it. I drew this line before all of this played out. This is just by chance of me being autistic. I'm just kidding. I'm not autistic. Maybe I don't really know how that works out. I don't think you can call yourself autistic. Maybe you can act autistic. But anyway, my point is this is nuts. I know. But this is how I chart. This is how I look at the market. This is how I understand it. And this has been here for almost a year, if not longer. Let's just go to the daily. All right. What is all this mess? What am I looking at here? How do I make this make sense to you guys? All right. So the main thing is we had this, like I said before, this is kind of like the traffic area. If you draw a straight line through this, it just keeps hitting price points where there's a lot of volume. And I like that. That usually looks like support or resistance, depending on what side of the fence you're on and what you want. If you're long, short, that's the point. Now, these circles are the same points on the chart where you either broke out or you were rejected or bounced. So rejected, broke out, bounced, broke down, rejected, 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 and we're looking for it to bounce on top of here. I mean, that's 3 in a row. And if you look even further back, that's the tops previously for the last cycle. This is our run up right here from that breakout to here. That's about a year's length, and then almost about a year's length down to this side. When we were at the all-time high, I tried to picture in my head, okay, let's just use, simple math here. If we have a cup handle, let's measure the distance right here, this stick right here. If you just want to just check my math, that's about that distance. So I put it to the lower leg on this guy. I drew a line across the sand and I said, okay, let's see how high this goes. And it wasn't exactly the all-time high, but it was pretty damn fucking close to kind of have an idea of where this might top out. And I just trusted my gut with that. I said, okay, you're going to get a 50% drawdown from this to this, right? So that should be where this traffic area at the bottom of this handle, you should fall into that category at some point. We tried to hold it right here where we had that reversal and bounce, but it didn't hold true and it broke back down. You can see at the same points on the chart here. So we had that W reversal and it broke out to the upside, set a new all-time high. Did not get the same luck over here, broke all the way back down. But if you look at it, it turns out this was the bear market. We started and entered in from that high 124, 120, whatever, thousand. Then we bottomed out right here. This looks like a pretty good bottom. It looks like you're forming a W. We do have higher lows. Everything's fundamentally showing you that the daily chart is sending us back up here. We've seen it before, so we are going to have to get across these hurdles. The hurdles for me are between 60 and 80,000. That's what this purple box is. A lot of people said I was batshit crazy, that wasn't going to be the low, and I said I genuinely think it is. That's just where my bets are going to be. So I took most of my profits from Solana, from everything I was holding around this point and on the way down. I tried to hold to see if we were going to get any more legs. Nothing. So I basically was sold out from here and just traded along the way, short, long, whatever, playing the market, trying to find opportunities, whatever. But this W's played out here. I drew this jokingly and it started to trace this pretty good. So it doesn't always work out like that. They're just having fun. But I'm looking at this around 80 to 90,000 to give us some serious rejection right here at this breakout. But we've got to get past this 80K first. This bubble rate or this box right here is 60 to 80K. So we got to get out of this box, find support above this, and then we're going to make our move up to the top to the 100,000s and set new all-time highs. That's just the trajectory that I see us at. How long this is going to take could take us all the way to the fall. I do think we have downside at some point. Like even if we run up here, we're going to have a downside point where people are going to, just breathe. That's just the way the markets work. So hold your convictions, get into things like or buy on dollar cost averaging, take 10% of all the money you make, all of the trades that you get, all of the surprises in your life, take 10% of that shit, put it into another account where you always have something to go into. It's hard to do it. Some days it's going to be 5, some days it's going to be 50, some days it's going to be $500, but whatever that is for you, fucking put that into this side account, that 10% a week. At the end of the month, you've got yourself enough for a position, or find a position that you don't want to miss that entry and dollar cost average up or down wherever it's at. So if you get paid on Fridays, you're getting about 1,000 a week. Take 10% of that, $100, and put that into the side. If you don't know what to get into, just let it sit in USDC. You can get 3 to 6% depending on where it's sitting. If you lock it up, whatever. Sitting in a savings account, this used to be whatever I said, you don't get anything. Well, now sitting in most fiat savings accounts and regular banks, you're getting about 3%. So I would say if you are looking to stretch a dollar, if you are saving money on the side, Solana DeFi is going to give you the most opportunity in the bang for your buck. There's a lot of opportunity, whether it's trading, whether it's lending, borrowing, whatever, LPing. There's a lot of opportunities in the market alone. But that's where we're at right now. We're at 66,500. I got into a low leverage long yesterday when I saw us at like 65.4 or so, somewhere around here. I was looking at it. I was like, this looks really like it wants to move to the upside. So let me just put this in there. And my goal is with this is to let that sit there, earn points, add some collateral to it from time to time if there is a dip. I want to my thought in theory is if this is the bottom, I want to run this thing up to 90, 100,000 off of a small amount to show that discipline and conviction and planning out your play does work regardless of your bank account size. Because if you can consistently hit these numbers, you find a system that works. When I was doing stocks and options, I started to figure out that I can start with 100 to 200 bucks and look for 20 to 10% gains every single day on the overall portfolio size. At the end of the week, I was paying my bills just from day trading, and I didn't have a lot of fun. So like a bad day is a bad day and you got to recover from them. But if you are in a position to learn how to trade and you find something that works for you, like I look for the same setups because I don't need to find anything else. I just look for what works for me and I don't deviate from that. A lot of people tell you how to do it, why to do it. You should do this, trade the down if you can do the up. I'm like, fuck that. Let me stay in my position and wait for the green light and says go. And when I get in there, I usually hit that thing on the head. When I do anything else, I like deviate from the strategy. It usually goes fucking sideways. Emotional trading sets in. The biggest mistakes that you don't want to make start to kick in, and you're trying to chase, you're trying to recover, you're revenge trading. Whatever situation you're in, you're going to be in that. And I'm telling you right now, just like take it easy, find your group, find your people, take a step back. There's a book called Trading in the Zone. I've read it like 3 or 4 times. I did it like 2 are ebooks, 2 are actually reading. That's a super, super, super fucking good book to like put in your arsenal. Past that is just trusting your gut. If you see a setup, you like it, get into it. Why do you think I jumped into Jimothy? Why do you think I jumped into some of these Robinhood plays? I don't care what the chain is when it comes to that. I'm a profit maxi at the end of the day. Like I am trying to improve the quality of my life. So sometimes you're going to have to play around on another chain. I didn't do that all the time back in the day, and that was my biggest regret, is not to be such a bullheaded Solana maxi. I'm bullish as can be on Solana. I'm not building anywhere else. I'm not supporting it to the effect that I am here. This is where home is. But what happens? Everything comes to Solana, so it's good to be in the know. It's better than to be on the sidelines bitching and hating everybody because you didn't get yourself in a position that was clearly available for the normies and the retail. If you're getting out traded by a normie because you're too bullheaded to get into the position, that's your fault. But let's go to Solana real quick. We can see we topped out over here. FTX came back up here, cup handle, 50% drawdown. Where does this go from here? Probably $600. That's the lot of things that kind of lean in that direction. I know I said that quickly, but my target $400 to $600 Solana off of this bull run. I did this parallel chart the other day to show you guys kind of what I was looking at as far as reversal, why I like this setup. We kind of crawled along here. We sold off down the bottom. A lot of people were calling this to be the bottom in June. We made our way all the way up here. Very nice trajectory, very nice trend. It's running fucking perfectly. It skipped on the line and it bounced back up here. MACD is starting to show you some things that you like to see when it comes to these kind of price actions. Let's come back over here. Let's change this to, it's because it is Solana. We'll go to the hour on this one, give you a better look at what I see. And I don't do this shit to be perfect. Like, it doesn't have to touch that. You guys get the idea. You see what I'm looking at, right? So what's going on here? So again, I look for the cup and handles. These are some of my favorite setups, and I love to play these. So I found a cup, I found a handle. Some people were saying inverse and whatever. This is fucking cup and handle straight across the top. You have the handle right down here. Measure this gap right here. Again, take your little stick. Hold up. This guy. Take your little stick, put it right down here. See where roughly the average of that bottom would be. Then take it to your handle and put it on there and see how high you can go. Then just move it across here. Like if you hold it right here, look, if I just let it sit there and said that's where I'm gonna be putting my bet, I fucking nailed it. All the way down here, cup handle. Maybe I got in here because I was late to this movement, but this is again just like Jimothy. I found that position at 68. I said let's run this up to 83. Boom, hits it. Where are we coming down here? Probably the support line that we just created from the cup. Boom, 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 boom. Same exact thing. Came back down here and it's bouncing, staying in the trend, higher lows. Supports everything that we want. This is a very bullish setup for Solana right now. And trust me, as bullish as this is, it's just a setup. These are just indicators. This could go piss missile to the bottom, all the way back down to $65 in a flash. That's not unrealistic to see that kind of thing happen. This is crypto. I mean, shit happens. I mean, you can see it right here. This was at 74 and you went all the way down to 64 right there. There's a lot of, and this wasn't too much time. It was like a day, right? Each of these blocks are just a day. So we'll see what happens here. A lot of excitement, and in my opinion, from what I can see, all across it, from AI to entertainment to trading to ETFs to RWAs. Like, you just look across the board, everything's here, everything's exciting, and it's gearing up towards the end of the year. Like, whether you like it or not, we're already past that hump. We're gearing up, and conversations and meetings are happening with Breakpoint. So I would just say, make sure you guys got yourself in a good position, because I do think, let's again zoom out, give you an overall of what we're looking at here. You're in a very, very good position to make sacrifices right now and change the next trajectory of your life. Like, I'm not saying go all in on anything, but the signs right here are clear to me that lock in, lean into your convictions, and really start building. And just don't quit, because like, you'll make it. Like, this is not a straight line up. If you zoom out, it looks like it's a straight line up, but it's like this. It's just up and down, up and down, up and down. And these are daily charts. Like, look how much red is on there. Not a lot of green, but it made its way up. It still fought to get up there. It's just, shit happens. So get positioned, getting to the plays that you like, get your bags accorded or settled accordingly. And I would also say, don't be afraid to average up into positions, especially if you got conviction and you think that this stuff is going to run and do some cool stuff. All right, let me just double check. I'm not missing anything here. All right, so we talked a little bit about more SMSAI, Jimothy, Solana news. Good. Let's get to the meme coins. That's what I want to look at too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Keep things going. I don't think there's any other updates I got on my notes for this. We mentioned the Tebow takeover. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. I mentioned OR to you guys for like the 5th time today. All right, that's everything. All right, let's get to the fun stuff and see what we got. Oh, we got the man Ike showing up in the chat. All right, just want to make sure that I'm not sharing any sensitive information here. Okay. Dev bought all the way up here. We love to see that. Buying local tops. Way to go, Dev. You're the fucking man. All right. So again, I saw Jimothy the other day. Just about, I think I was closer to like, where's the market cap indicator? So it must have been right around here. The 3 million mark is where I saw this, and this is where I entered, and we ran it up pretty much in like the 2 days up to 21, 23 mil or so. I got out roughly around this area. Now, yesterday, let me get rid of that guy. Hold on. Where? I just ruined this whole thing. Hold on. All right, so when I saw this formation, it stuck out like a sore thumb. This is just what I look for. But I put my mark down here and I said, all right, that's 50% down. I just moved this to the side just to see where we go. So you draw the line across the top, you measure down to the bottom. You take that to the bottom of the handle, you put that stick up there, you move it to the side, and you figure out this is where it's going to be. I posted this yesterday. I thought 20 to 23 would be our point of take profit if you were entering that trade. Even if you got into that one, you got a 1x in there, not a bad one at all. But this is where I thought it was going to go. And again, this still holds true. This is just a indicator. It's just the way that these things work out. I don't know how it always works out like this, because sometimes it doesn't. I'll be completely fucking honest with you. It does not always work out like this, but this one's fucking textbook. It's straight across the top. Like, you cannot ask for a better chart when it comes to this. So I played it and it paid off. I did buy into this. I did have a moon bag that went down to here. I was considering this. I was like, man, maybe just throw a shit ton of this and like hope for the best. That would have been a good bet, because we're down in the 6 million, 4 million mark. No, 6 to 5 million, roughly 8, 6, whatever. So I did add into this. I wanted it to get a little bit lower. That was me being greedy, but I did add a little bit into this position here. Dev's still buying. I'm still in it. We'll see what happens. I'm honestly thinking that we break all-time high, goes into price discovery, chills around 30 cent or 30 million somewhere. But this is, I mean, when you zoom out and you look at it like this, you've seen so many charts where it's like, damn, I wish I would have held on to that bag. And it's showing you exactly those kind of like marks. And we're looking at the hourly 30 minutes, going to look a little bit more bullish, but you're seeing higher lows being established. You're seeing that it's creating higher highs. It's the proper setup for a long-term conviction play. But it is a meme coin, so this could be done tomorrow. Maybe, I mean, the thing is, if anything happens to Jimothy, this goes parabolic. If Jimothy dies, it goes parabolic. It's just the way, like, remember Harambe? Dicks out for Harambe. Rest in peace, Harambe. Such a sad meme coin that should have ran. But this is Jimothy. Again, this is like a very interesting play. Buying in now would be crazy, in my opinion. I would not be putting size or anything into it right now, just because you don't know how it's going to play out. You need to see a little bit more established above here for me to be comfortable at this position. I would be loading up into the, you know, I would say 8 to 13-ish mil. If it comes back down there, I would be adding to a position at that point. That's just me personally. Depending how far this thing goes, just seeing people talk about it, having this recovery, this gap fill, those are the signs I like to see. We'll keep it at that. Next, we're going to take a look at Troll. I'm in a few other positions, not just these, not just the ones you see at the top here, but I'm not going to lie to you. It's less than 5 meme coins that I'm in. I really don't care to share what coins I'm in. I don't need to show the size and the buys and all that kind of stuff, but it's nothing that's going to it's not more than a few figures total at all. We're not built like that. But Troll, man, what a good opportunity right here. I know it's a meme coin, but it's a meme coin that they own the IP. It's listed on Coinbase. The listings really don't do much, but it does have a little, it means that it's done some significant volume before. You see, one thing that stuck out to me yesterday, all of this excitement here, right? That's not even the big run. Like, look at all of these like social tags, whatever these things are, and this chart right here, bro. Like, look at all of this mayhem. Wasn't even talked about during this one, only on this run up. Solana post, Troll leads all the top 30 Solana meme coins with the biggest 24-hour gains, and then it just continued to go. Flips Millennia, become the 6th largest Solana meme coin by market cap. So it's got a lot of potential. It's not going to be the same. Like, this is the 2025 run, right? This is the next run that we had on here. It's got so much more behind it now. I just don't think that I got to say much more than that. Just look at this versus this. Maybe they weren't keeping track of them back then. Good, but it makes it more bullish looking for me. So that's Troll. Do what you need to do with this information. It's just, the chart shows pretty good conviction right there as far as like the hodlers on here. The next one we're going to take a look at is Curb. This is the Solana bull. This one came out just after we saw Ansem launch and do his thing. This one had a nice run up. Looks like it has a nice pump on the day, which we love to see. I'm a long-term holder with this one. I did get a bag for making some content and just supporting the homie. He sent me a nice grip, and I did take profits on that. Not gonna lie, did take a little bit on there, and then I bought back in twice as much because I was like, damn, this thing's gotta have, like, if this comes all the way down here and it's gonna give me an entry, yeah, I like it. The hype is gone from it, but the holders are there. The things that are being built, the integrations, the utility that these guys are building, it's pretty bullish. We're seeing higher lows on the very, very small side of this, but it is trending. I mean, it's not pretty, but we had this the accumulation point right here. You're starting to see it kick up just a little bit. I'm not going to say that this thing is, doing anything crazy, but you see where you're at. It only takes a little bit for these things to flip and start going. And we'll see how the market kind of dictates things. We're nice little pump today, up 9% in 24 hours for this one. And here, I'll give you this one. This is a low-key market cap that I absolutely love this coin. I love the memes. You can see all the way down here. This is Wizard. It's skimming along the bottom right here. We had a couple pumps where it got it all the way up here, close to 1 million. Didn't quite crack it, but really, really good fucking meme one here. I absolutely love it. Over 1,000 holders on this one. Smoking Wizard. Check it out. Do your own research when it comes to this one. Good entry. You're below the top 100 holders, so you got yourself an opportunity right there. But that's everything we got today, guys. Where are we at on the time? Got to be close. An hour and a minute on the dot. All right, that's all we got. Love you guys. Appreciate you pulling up. We'll be back tomorrow. Maybe later. We have the late daily stream, but definitely going to be back tomorrow between, I say 8:30 and 10:30, but it never works out. There's just shit going on all the time. But thanks for pulling up, guys. This is Solana Made Simple. This is GM Chat, and you guys.